Hey guys, how are you? How are you? How are you doing this morning? This is Shalina Diva, the purpose driven diva. I'm a life and a business coach who loves to show you how to discover, invest, value, and appreciate your life and business. Specifically, I show women how to create multiple streams of online incomes on platforms like YouTube, Amazon, Shopify, blogging, and online coaching. So I'm excited about this Facebook Live because I have a very good message for you, especially for those of you who, you want to, you see the best in people and you want what's best for everyone, and you're really rooting for everybody to win, and prior to like being like me, right? You didn't really feed into that whole hateration and I got haters and my haters make me greater and all that. Listen, this message is especially for you. I'm gonna call you children of the light because you see the light and you see what's right in everybody. Okay, but I must warn you, if you're a children and if you're a child of the light, and I'm still a child of the light, I'm just a little wiser. This message really is for you because when you're a person, this is for my heart center entrepreneurs. This is for people out there who really, you really want what's best for other people. You'll go that extra mile, what I'm saying? You just want what's best for other people. So here's the deal. You have to be careful because what I've experienced this year, especially, is that many of the people that you will encounter in the beginning, guess what? They're gonna love you. Girl, I love you, homie. I really appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate what you're doing in the community. We need more people like you. I really appreciate, what your business has done for me, or I just appreciate you. You're a great coach, or you're a great employee. You're fantastic. You're a great this. You're a great that. You're wonderful. I love you. They follow you all over the place. They give you big ups, big love. They tag you and stuff. They're loving on you. Like, and it's like almost like instant, like, where have you been all my life? I love you. I love you, girl. I love you, homie, right? That's how it starts. But I heard a wise woman say, actually, it was Lisa Nichols. She qualifies. She's a wise woman. Hey, Lisa Nichols. So here's the deal. Lisa Nichols said that her grandmother told her everything that people say about you, whether it's positive or it's negative, she said, don't read it. Don't feed into it. She said, gather it up and put it in a book, and then wait until you become a grandmother. And when you're up there and you've done, you lived your life and everything like that. She was like, then open up that book of all the things that people have said about you. And what you do, she said, open the book then and then read what people had to say about you, whether it was the admiration or it was the praise or if they were hating on you. She was like, until then, don't read what anybody has to say about you. Don't believe it. And then put it another way, people say, don't believe your own headlines. Don't believe your own headlines, and don't believe what other people have to say about you. I learned this the hard way because people will start out, oh, I love you, you're the greatest thing. I'm so glad I'm riding with you. They're on your bandwagon, they loving you. Then as soon as you stop giving, as soon as something doesn't go their way, as soon as something goes wrong, and in proverbial, as soon as you run out of the fishes and the 5 loaves, the 2 fishes and the 5 loaves of bread, they turn on you. They act as if you never did anything for them. And this is true in life, in business, in some relationships. When you haven't tested that relationship, and like I'm telling you, children of the light, listen, you can't bring everybody into your circle. You can't allow people to have access to you, to have access to your mental space. You can't do it. And my mother says this. My mother says, it's a privilege to be my friend. And I'm like, why my mom saying that? But I'm telling you, it's a privilege to be your friend. It's a privilege for people to have access to you. Don't you just give it away. Test people's loyalty. Test where people are coming from. Everybody loves you when they're down and out and they feel like you can help them. Everybody loves you. Don't fall for that. Listen, they say it's a thin line between love and hate. Yeah, I got little vocals. It's true. They start out loving you, and then it turns to hate. And here's how you can test it. Now, don't get me wrong. In any relationship, there's going to be some conflict, there's going to be some misunderstandings, and there may be disagreement. That is natural. And the fact you don't have that in a relationship is something wrong. But, everybody's not going to get along. However, if it is truly a healthy relationship, y'all talk it out. You listen. You try to see both perspectives. There is still a level of respect. Okay? When it's the kind of relationship I'm talking about, where the admiration turns to hateration, let me tell you, like Drake says, 0 to 100 real quick, it's not even that it's bad. It's like, just here's an example. These people who love you, on your team, all this, right? They go from being a little little cuddly, beautiful, fluffy poodle into a vicious pit bull in like 10 seconds. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where did this come from? Well, what happened? They should have never been in your circle. They should have never been given access to you. And that's the lesson that you needed to learn in life. Like, you attracted that into your life because the lesson God is trying to teach you is that, listen, before God elevates you, you can't just let all these people into your circle. You can't let them have access to you. You can't let them feel like they're in with you. You want to know why? Because this is children of the light now. If you ain't children of the light, you ain't the kind of person that's riding trying to say help people improve their lives and stuff. This doesn't apply to you. But for those of you, you know what I'm saying, right? The people have to earn that from you. They gotta earn that because you are worthy of that. You are like children of the light. They are the kind of people who will go to bat for you, okay? They will defend you. They will be there for you. They will help you. But the children of the light, they're the ones who get used, abused, turned on, and everything else. Why? Because we're so loving and we're so giving, and people will turn around and just attack you viciously. And that's what happens. But they were the same ones that were admiring you a week ago or 2 days ago. Then all of a sudden, I can't stand him. I can't stand her. They're awful. You're like, whoa, wait, you wasn't saying all that when I was giving you the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes. And then all I did was I said no. Or something that happened in their time or the way they wanted it to happen. Then it's like, it's all on you. And it's like, whoa. And let me tell you, I've experienced this several times this year. And there are some characteristics. And first is low energy people. You gotta get them out of your life. I'm not saying you can't, associate with people or do business with certain kinds of people, but you better know what you're hitting for. Low energy people, they usually have a poverty mindset, meaning it's scarcity. They got a scarcity mindset. In order for them to succeed, other people can't succeed. Or, as soon as they get what they want, they have no use for you. That is a scarcity and a poverty mindset. An abundance mindset says there's enough for you, there's enough for me, let's grow together, let's help each other. Okay? So low energy people. And then look, if people hurt other people and discredit people and did all that stuff to people, guess what? They'll do it to you. Don't think that's their MO. So, children of the light, if you follow me, if any of this is making sense, type light in the comments. Children of the light, be careful. Because you know what? We are people who if you read the 5 love languages, we are people our love language is affirmations usually. We like to be affirmed because we love to affirm others. So admiration is like a hook, line, and sinker for you. Oh my God, you're doing so much great, wonderful work in the world. I love you. I appreciate you. And we all like, yes, you're speaking our love language. But that's just reeling you in. It's only reeling you in. You must be harmless as a dove wise as a serpent. And I'm going to share this video of this woman. I came across her video on YouTube, and it was ordained. She said, there's going to come a season when you need to learn how to walk amongst snakes. Because guess what? The snakes are always going to be there. You can't hide. And if you're a child of light, even in the Bible, it says that we are to tread upon the serpent. But you have to learn how to navigate and maneuver in life and business amongst snakes. They're there. Jay-Z say, cut the grass down low and the snakes will show. You don't have to take my word for it, because listen, I'm the kind of person, I was like, why do people spend so much time on statuses like haters and hateration? Like, I don't even focus on that. Well. It isn't until you live through it that you're like, wow. Now I see what they're saying. So I'm over here. I'm looking at some of the comments, what you guys are saying. Let me share a quote by Robert Greene from the 48 Laws of Power, okay? Here's what he had to say. And this is from Children of the Light. Only if you're a child of the light, this applies to you. He says, when you show yourself to the world and display your talents, you naturally stir all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. Whose insecurities? Other people's, not your insecurity, because you're shining. Then he goes on to say, you cannot spend your life worrying about petty feelings of others. And so all I'm saying to you, my fellow brother or sister of the light, and y'all know who you are, is be careful. You know, lately I've been praying, Lord, reveal who needs to be in my inner circle. Reveal who I need to give access to me. Reveal that to me. And when people start showing you, my angel, when they show you who they are, believe them. When people start popping off and all that, you know what? You sit back, because remember, you're harmless as a dove, meaning I'm not going to go out and assassinate your character. I'm not going to go out and hurt you. I'm not going to go out and fight you. I'm not going to go out and curse you out. That's never me. I'm harmless as a dove. But you better be wise as a serpent. You just sit back. You don't need to be doing all this. You sit back and you watch them. And you're like, okay, now I know how to treat this snake. Now I know how to deal with this snake. But guess what? Baby, I'm a snake slayer now. I have no qualms about it. And there's this book. Right? It's called The Obstacle is the Way. And he said this, and I didn't understand it because I'm still thinking everybody's so good in life and everybody wants the best for me because I want the best for them. It don't work that way. You're going to get hurt with that mentality. He says, when people cross you, when they show you who they are, he says, sit back and watch. He's like, so when you drop the hammer, bam, you don't even have to explain yourself. When you deal with it and you cut that serpent's head off, there are no words. You want to know why? Because you did it to yourself. They did it to themselves. And so that, honestly, that's the part of me that I had to develop. You can't be all Care Bear, lovey, My Little Pony. You're going to get hurt. Stop that. So I sit back, like I'm harmless as a dove. But each day I'm becoming wiser and wiser and wiser. I'm sit back, watch them do what they do. So because you did what you did, when I drop the hammer, I have no remorse. Because you need to be dealt with. I remember T.D. Jakes said, when God reveals your Judas in your circle, cut them off. Handle them. And it's this game, right? They be like, finish him. You better finish it. You better cut it off. Have no remorse. Because they did it to themselves. Stop hanging on to people who are out to hurt you. Stop hanging on to people who have done you wrong. Stop it. You do not owe them a thing. Get them out of your life. Because guess what? If you keep them hanging on, they're going to continue to hurt you. They're going to continue to do you in until they destroy you. Mentally or physically. And as I'm telling you guys this, I'm thinking about the singer Selena. Big, bright light. She was a child of the light. And who ended up killing her? Was it her fan club manager? Somebody who was in her circle. who had access to her. They were hating on her the whole time. But guess what? I'm sure there were red signs all along, even in her spirit. But she probably ignored. Oh no, that's not really. Think about Jesus with Judas. Now Jesus is God, right? Judas was in his circle, y'all. And even think about, like pop culture. Think about New Jack City. Look at Nino Brown and G Money. They were brothers. Who ended up killing G Money? Look at the movie Juice. They were tight, thick as thieves. Who ended up killing each other? You gotta watch your circle. And a lot of times when you think of circle, you think unity. Some of y'all gonna end up with a dang on triangle. And that's all right. But that's all right, because that's all you need. Even the Bible says, well, there are 2 or 3 gathered together, I am in the midst. So you don't need all these people in your bandwagon. You don't need all these people. So let me go over here to the comments to see. Yes. Oh, hey, Cheryl Woods on here. Hey, you guys. Yes. So let people say, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Listen, the higher up you go, and I know Cheryl Wood can attest to this. The higher up you go, the more that you shine. You're like a light bulb. You're going to attract a whole lot of stuff. You got to sift through that. And now, in being in business, I can honestly say now I know why you can't have certain access. Like, you can't just walk up to Beyonce, yo, B, what's up? So you can't, no. You can't just walk up to Steve Harvey and be like, yo, Steve, what? I understand now. Let me tell you, because in some of the people who are really big in business and you service a lot of clients, y'all, it's energy. It's like they suck energy from you. There are times when I get finished coaching y'all and I'm drained. They take your energy. You can't do that, because guess what? Your business is not your entire life. And this goes for your children too. Your children, they're a big part of your life, but they're not all your life. And if you're on a job, that job is not your entire life. You need energy for you. So what I'm saying is you have to guard your mental space. You have to guard your heart. And you got to be wise. And guess what? I'm sorry, you need thicker skin. And you need to become a serpent slayer, a snake slayer. Because guess what? If you let them get away with the first infraction, that second one that's coming, that's going to be deadly. You got to cut stuff off, because remember, it's a privilege to be your friend. To me, it's a privilege for you to even be in my inbox, to have access to me. And even in my personal life, it's so funny. Everything I'm preaching now, that's how I am in my personal life. I don't have a bunch of girlfriends. I don't have them hanging out in my house. I have like 2 girlfriends. I don't do a lot of that stuff. But I had to realize I need to carry that over to business. Now, in my brand, it is motivational. I do love everybody. I want to help everybody win, and that's evident in my coaching and my programs. But I had to learn. You got to watch that, diva, because you want everybody to win, but everybody don't. You don't know where that person's coming from. You don't know their history. You know nothing about them. You know nothing about them. You can't give people like that access to you. So, for some of my business women out there, this is for you. You need to create buffers in your business. And the higher up and the more successful people I know, if you want to call them or you want to make an appointment, you don't speak to them first. You speak to someone on their team. And then they filter to see if you're a good fit for them. And then, if you're a good fit, you can talk to that person. And that depends. Let me tell you about Lisa Sasevich. I love her. Shout out to Lisa Sasevich. This woman knows her value, right? I remember I was interested in one of her programs, and if you bought this low ticket item, you could sign up for a session. And I'm thinking it's going to be with Lisa Sasevich. And I was like, well, that's a lot of time she got on her hands. But anyway, I set up my call, and it was someone from her team. Step 1. I did not talk directly to no Lisa Sasevich for no $18. She knows her value. So I talked to this gentleman, and he was awesome. He represented her brand fully. So another thing, business women, when you start creating these buffers, you better have people who represent your brand, because the clients, the public, that's the face they're going to see for your brand. They're not gonna, and if that person jacks up, then that's on your brand. So this gentleman was stellar, y'all. I still had the notes that he told me, and he told me about the packages, and he was like, I was like, so how much does it cost to work with Lisa Sasevich? Y'all ready? He says, well, if you want to get in her mastermind, it's 25 grand. I'm like, okay, so what does that entail? He's like, well, and don't get me wrong, don't quote me. This was like almost 2 years ago, but what I remember is at 25K, you get access to the recordings in the library of information. You get no Lisa Sasevich at like 25K. And this is from a conversation I remember, so like it could have changed or something like that. But I'm just telling you how this woman has her thing set up because that's where I aspire to be. So 20, I'm like, dang, 25K, you can't even speak to her. Like she's not actively like it's her information, but it's not like her. You don't get Lisa, like you don't get that. I said, well, what's the next level? The next level was like 40K. And at 40K, I'm like, oh, okay, you get to talk to Lisa? Nah, B. You get her second in command who knows all the stuff and all like that, right? I'm like, you don't get no Lisa? You get Lisa's information and her practices and her strategies, but you don't get Lisa Sasevich. I said, well, what you got to do? What you got to do to like talk to Lisa or like spend time? He says, well, you know what? Lisa's time is very valuable. There's only one Lisa, so if you want to be in the mastermind where you directly talk, like you see Lisa, you talk to her, you go, that's $100,000. I was like, oh, okay. He says, but if you pay in full, it's 80,000. Remind y'all, this was in 20. It was in 2014, the end of 2014, I believe, or the beginning of 2015. So our prices may have changed. But what I'm showing you, this is an illustration. So I was like, wow. So for $100,000, you get to see Lisa, talk to her. I was like, man, those are some business goals, right? But the point is, Lisa Sasevich knows her value, and she knows what she can do for you. So, but and if you don't want to invest with her on that level, you can always go at 25. Where it's just like you going through all the trainings and stuff. Or if you want some hand holding, everybody like, I want people are so funny. I want hand holding. Well, if you want hand holding, you gotta pay more money, right? So that's 40K, but it's still not Lisa. It's her second in command. 100 grand, that's Lisa. But it's because she knows her value and her access. Now, if you're like, that's too much money, you can always attend one of her live events. She'll be there. You can always, do things like that. But and this woman, Lisa Sasevich, I actually met her in 2010. This woman is a jewel. She is like really nice. And I had lunch with her, believe it or not. I went to this woman's event about recurring revenue. Milana, her first name is Milana. It was in Vegas. I went in 2010 and I met Lisa Sasevich and I actually had like lunch with her. This woman is really cool and down to earth, but don't get it twisted. She has boundaries. We need to create children of the light. You need more boundaries in your life. And you need more boundaries because that is an indicator of your value. So I know I started out with admiration leads to hateration, but this applies to life and business. As soon as these people don't get what they want from you, as soon as you don't deliver something, they hate you. And you're like, wait a minute. Can't we talk this through? Like, what did I do? They hate you. And they become vicious. They turn from that little cute poodle into a vicious, rabid pit bull. So all I'm saying is some of y'all gonna experience what I'm talking about because you need to experience it. This is something that you can't read in the textbook. You really got to experience it so that you know the signs going forward. And you know how to handle yourself and you know what you need to do. So I just pray that when it does happen to you, if it hasn't, that you remember my words. And you're going to be okay because guess what? I truly believe if you're a child of the light, this is an indication that you're ready to go to the next level. And you need to know how to handle yourself. You need to know how to protect. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that it's happening to you. Don't let it rattle you. Don't let it discourage you from showing up in the world, still being a light. What you're going to learn how to do is take that light of yours, like those lightsaber things, and you slice that, and you chop that snake's head off. That's what you do. But then it's going to be some people, they just snaky. And you're going to learn, like the woman said, you better learn how to walk amongst snakes. But at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. I will chop your head off and I will crush you with a smile. But I'm still harmless as a dove because guess what? In those instances, those people will end up crushing themselves. That's what's going to happen. So to some of y'all may be like, Shalene, you seem really like twisted on this. No, I'm not. People who have been here, they know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to change being who I am. I am a light. I am motivational. I am inspirational. And I do want to see everybody win. But guess what? You're not going to disrupt my space. You're not, you're going to have to earn access to me. You're going to have to earn that from me. And I can still deliver and I can still be that nice ray of sunshine. I can still be on that. And I can still over deliver. That never changes. But you have to earn that, y'all. And you got to test people. When you start seeing people doing stuff, all I'm saying now is duly noted. Duly noted. And then if they want to get real ugly, you know what I mean? Because some people you just chop that snake's head off. Some people you got to learn how to walk amongst them. But just know you got to know how to handle them. Because they're snakes. And they're hating on you privately. Private conversations. And those conversations always seem to get back to you, don't they? They want to be you. They think they see you do what you do. Oh, I could do that. They don't know all the blood, sweat, and tears. All the work that goes into being you and doing you. They don't know what it takes. But they see it. Oh, I could do that. And even, and I always like to just bring different illustrations. That's how Satan got thrown out of heaven. Because he was the one who could sing and all that. And everybody's like, yo, you the man, we love you, da-da-da-da-da-da, you all that. And he thought he was better than God. And this is a just from the Bible. And him and all his followers, stop following snaky people. Because when the wrath comes down, you go with it. Stop following snaky people. So he like, I'm this, I'm better than God. Him and a third of the angels who was believing his trash, they all were banished to hell. And that's a Bible story. So I'm gonna go over here to some of these comments because y'all are over here blowing up the comments. Right, like Aisha said, people have no idea of the cost that it takes to be you. Like, I don't know if Sherwood is still on here, but it takes a lot to be Sherwood. It takes a lot to be Shalina Diva. It takes a lot to be you. It takes a lot to be Lisa Sasevich. It takes a lot to be Lisa Nichols. It takes a lot to be Marie Forleo. It takes a lot to be, I'm trying to think of people's names because I like to give people shout outs. It takes a lot to be Erica Michelle. It takes a lot to be Aisha Therikat. It takes a lot to be Tamika Hill. They don't know the cost, but they hating on you. You don't even know what I paid for this. You don't know. And guess what though? You still children of light. It's still your personal responsibility to figure out what your value is, stand on that value, and protect it. Because when you don't set that value, when you don't set them boundaries, you can't blame the snakes. You didn't set a boundary. You can't say they disrespectful. You didn't set that boundary that you needed to have set. You didn't do it. So this your homework. Figure out what your value is. Because we're all valuable. Stand on it. Your prices, stand on it. You don't give refunds, stand on it. If it's a 30-minute call, it's a 30-minute call. So your responsibility is you should have your discovery calls mapped out. So by the end of 30 minutes, you're done. So if you're not that, you're meandering all over the place, it's your fault. Clients, I had a client the other day, she said, Shalene, in my first interaction with you, I had a 1-hour call scheduled with you. You let me know the agenda. You told me it's for 1 hour. She said, at the end of 1 hour, we were done. She said, and I respect you for that. Children of the light, though, we just like, but see, I really like this person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you an extra 15 minutes. Stop that. Stick to your boundaries because you children of the light. You have boundaries. You have value. Stop that. And then the people, the snaky people, you got a 15-minute call with them, honey. You better not think you get in 5 minutes. But they'll be the same ones trying to get extra time from you. They'll be the same ones who want all the extra added benefits to them, but they don't give them to other people. If they like that, watch them. The children of the light, stop doing it. It doesn't mean you're a mean person. Doesn't mean you don't care about people. But what it means is, those are her boundaries. And you're not going to cross them. You gotta do that. because of the same people. I love you. You changed my life. You this, you this, you that. They'll turn around and bite you, and it'll hurt you to your heart because you're like, I care for this person. I poured into this person. I gave this person my all. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. So um, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I'm gonna go back to the comments, right, and see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, and Jacqueline Miller says, you don't know what it takes to be Jacqueline Miller. Jacqueline Miller is really pushing it, right? She says some of them want to win at the expense of your loss. You don't want that because then abundance is a win-win. You know, we can negotiate and compromise, but it's a win-win. It ain't you win, I lose. And then a snake, they want to win and you lose, but you're the one helping them to win. How does that work? They want to win at the expense of you losing, but you're the one helping them to win. Snakes. Yes, and if Famira Green takes a lot to be Famira. Hey, Famira, shout out. Famira said we have to stop feeling like we are obligated to accommodate everyone. We're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. And I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 100%. I found in my business the people who pay me thousands of dollars, I don't have problems out of them. I don't. But sometimes the lower level items, those are the people who will hurt you. They want the most for the little, and it's a shame. Because in business, we do those lower ticket items because we really want to help people. But those be the ones. But the ones who pay me thousands, sweet as pie, because they're more vested. And you know, in my corporate background, we call it skin in the game. They have skin in the game, and they're serious about what they want. But those lower level items, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know the energy. You don't know none of that. And those are the ones usually want the most of your time. They will walk all over you. Something goes wrong, they want to curse you out. Like, people, can I get this through to you? If you're doing business with somebody, you don't curse them out. You don't degrade them verbally. You don't verbally abuse people. You don't do that in business. So can y'all stop doing that? That you don't do that. And I'm telling you, but the higher up you go, when the people pay you thousands of dollars, you don't have them problems. So, but when you're a child of the light, it's like, but wait, I want to help the world. I want to do this. But you know what? All right, you can have free products, but here's a strategy I'm using. All of my free stuff now is on YouTube. Every Sunday night I do something called the Biz Lab where I teach you a business lesson, and it's something you can implement right away. Every Sunday on YouTube at 8 p.m. I'm giving back, but guess what? I'm also getting paid because YouTube pays me when you watch my videos. That's being harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. I got off of Facebook. I said, nah, I'm not going to be pouring into Facebook like this. And I'm not being rewarded or appreciated. No way. And God dropped in my spirit, take your stuff to YouTube where it's people waiting for you and you will be rewarded. So now, if you want more of my free business stuff, go to YouTube. It's there. But when you watch it, I'm getting paid. That's how that's set up there. So for all the people like, that's why I can't afford you right now. Okay, save up for it. But in the meantime, go to my YouTube channel. You can get all the free stuff you want right there. I don't have to feel like, I have to create these low products just to accommodate you. Or if I do, ladies, if you're creating these low products, make it something packaged where they have none of your time. Because listen, it's energy. It's low energy. And those are the people that will bite you, everything. I'm just being real. Package that stuff up. And if you want to feel like you want to give to the world, go to where you'll be rewarded. For me right now, it's YouTube. I have over 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. My community is growing. I'm putting out, I'm giving, and I'm receiving in return. So that might be a method for somebody. Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to read the comments right here. Okay. So all right. So, yes, setting your boundaries. So that's all I have for you guys today. Admiration leads to hateration. I understand When they say it's a thin line between love and hate, it really is. Okay? And like I'm saying, if you're a child of the light, it's going to happen to you. But remember, this video is not meant to break you, it's meant to make you. It will rattle you, but it'll shake off all the people who don't belong, and it'll wake you the heck up. Like, stop letting everybody in your inner circle. Stop trusting everybody. Stop that. You're too valuable for that. And we need you. We need your energy. We can't have these snakes zapping on your energy, and then you can't give to the people who are really deserving of it. And remember, some snakes, you better chop them off at the head. But some of them, you got to walk amongst them. Because guess what? You might need them in a business transaction. But now, my cousin Robin always say, but now guess what? I'm going to feed you with a long-handed spoon. And it's like I get all these sayings now that I grew up hearing. I feed you with a long-handed spoon, like a 20-foot spoon. I'm still feeding you. I'm still giving. But I have created distance. I have created space. So all those things your mama and them used to tell you, don't let the left hand or what the right hand is doing. You better take heed. Don't feel bad. Stop. You got to put some things, play it close to the vest, and then also too. And I'm gonna stop. Children of the light, we gotta do less of this. And I'm guilty of it. Stop talking so much. Stop sharing your vision. Stop sharing so much. Like recently, I celebrated that I earned $10,000 in one day. I was just genuinely happy. But that attracted so much hate to me. So now I'm like, all right, I ain't sharing that kind of stuff no more. Because it doesn't make a difference. Because I'm still going into my bank account. But we're going to stop. We're going to stop doing all this. Because you're going to talk, but you're going to talk amongst your circle. You're going to stop doing all this. And also from the 48 Laws of Power, let me read this one quote he says about talking. He says, when you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear and less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, like something very, very simple, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Even with me in business, I'm learning, I'm not discussing prices. I'm not discussing anything until I can hash things out. And so when because my word is my bond, and you got to stand by it. But I'm like, do less of this. And think about celebrities. Think about Michael Jackson in his heyday. Michael Jackson did not grant any interviews, and it made him mysterious, right? Think about Beyonce. Beyonce don't be doing a whole bunch of interviews. The less you say, the more, you know what I mean? The more mysterious you'll be, the more people will be interested. But when you constantly talking, constantly, you become common. And my last quote that I always like to say is from Jim Rohn. He says, familiarity breeds contempt. Meaning, as soon as you let people in and they feel like they know you, that's when they start disrespecting you. Because they're familiar with you now. You common. They think you're one of them. They start disrespecting you. They start going behind your back. They start taking you for granted. Familiarity breeds contempt. Make people work to get into your inner circle. And even then, if they know they working, people will show you their best face. Bible says you got to test those spirits. And if in your spirit is something about that person ain't right, you're right. And if something about that person ain't right. So you got to let people work. And like now I understand when they like no new friends. I don't need any new friends. Because listen, you guys, like if you have 1, 2, 3 true friends, you're blessed. And then for my coaches out there, if you can find a client who ends up becoming a true friend, that is a miracle. That is a miracle. Stop thinking you got to be friends with your clients. That's bad business. Because, you're actually blurring the lines. You're blurring the lines between a relationship. Then they're going to think they're you. Then they're going to think they can do what you do. Then they, but guess whose fault it is? It's yours. You didn't set the boundary, and you didn't. That's your fault. So I'm gonna go over here, over to the comments. Cassandra says, "What you sow, you reap. Stay on your path. Those haters are called distractions to get you off your path. Remember, the word says we win. It's true. It is so true." And then Monique says, "Indeed, people will try to treat you like you're basic. Why they treat you like, but they can only treat you like you're basic if you allow them to. You can't do that." All right, so I have been on here long enough. I just wanted to do a quick Facebook Live, but I just go with what I go with. I dropped some great nuggets. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts. Please share this. If you have a sister girl who's an entrepreneur and you know her heart is in the right place, please share this with her. Even if it's in a message, share this. Because if you keep going around thinking that everybody loves your mission, everybody is on board, you will get hurt. And if you're not strong enough, if you don't have a good team around you, you will shut down and you will just get off the path completely and you'll stop doing the work that you're called to do. You got to have a team that's like, all right, this is what happened. We're going to reassess. What is the lesson we learned from it? And we're still moving on. Like, you can't let anybody knock you off your square of your path. But if you don't know that this is a part of, like, the process, you'll think, oh, my God, maybe this is a sign I shouldn't be doing. No, it's actually a sign that you should go ahead and that you're about to be elevated in that next level. You can't be doing all that fraternizing. You can't. You can't do it. All right, so those of you who are still on here with me, if you have found value, please type value in the comments because that lets me know you found some value. All right, you guys, this is Shalina Diva, the Purpose Driven Diva, and I will see you on the other side. Be blessed.